been unsuccessful, but you're going to make it successful. We need to see results first.
It's less than a week until Champaign's April election, and some in the city are weighing in on a major downtown funding decision. Good evening, I'm Brandon Morano.
And I'm Karina Rubio. On April 1st, voters in Champaign will decide the funding fate of Strides Homeless Shelter. It's the second time in a 6-month span the proposal has appeared on ballots. If passed, it'll raise property taxes and fund the shelter. WCIA3's Jack Crum is live in front of that shelter in Champaign. Jack, what are the major differences between this upcoming proposal compared to November's?
Karina, Strides says that the differences are not very major. Now, the main differences with this revolves around the increased need for low barrier shelter. Now, today I caught up with supporters and people against it to kind of understand the complexities of this proposal.
If that shelter goes away, our community will be in a real crisis.
Providing housing or providing food with no rules, no structure, no plan, that's not helpful to the situation.
The Strides question on Champaign's April ballot poses increased funding for the downtown shelter. If passed, it would raise property taxes by 0.17%, which means a house valued at $100,000 would see about a $60 increase for the year.
So not funding the shelter is not a solution, and it doesn't mean that people who are homeless go away.
Claudia Lenhoff is the director of the Champaign County Healthcare Consumers. She says the proposal offers financial relief for Strides to continue daily operations serving the homeless of Champaign.
In our organization, we approach this issue from a humanitarian perspective, but there is also an economic perspective, and that's the economic perspective. Getting rid of the shelter will not save money. It'll just create more problems, and those problems are going to come with a financial cost.
Elsewhere in Champaign, others oppose the measure. Philip Fiscella is a property owner in downtown Champaign near the shelter. He says his issues are rooted in excessive litter and illicit activities coming from people at Strides.
If we're going to have people actually want to be downtown, if we're going to have successful businesses downtown, this type of behavior, it's not compatible with that.
For him, Strides hasn't earned the vote of confidence for increased funding.
So I think everybody in the community would be willing to spend more money on taking care of people. We live in a very generous community, and I would have no problem supporting something that genuinely helped people, but I think we're dealing with something that isn't doing a lot of good and is causing a lot of collateral damage.
But Lenhoff says those issues are the exact reason to fund Strides.
Part of the challenge that Strides has, that their leadership have right now, is that they are underfunded. So they can't provide more staff to provide more of that kind of supervision, provide more programming.
I did reach out to Stride Shelter for comment, and they said in part, quote, "This is a community problem, and for community problems, we need community solutions. The referendum is a great solution and hands-off way for Champaign residents to have a stake in the difficult work Stride staff sign up to do." For now, in Champaign, I'm Jack Crum, WCI3, your local news leader.
All right, Jack, thank you. The Illinois Association of Realtors has come out against this proposal. In a statement to WCIA, a spokesperson said, quote, "As the voice for homeowners, we remind the elected officials of the city of Champaign Township to listen to the majority of residents who already voted no on increasing property taxes back in November."